Yes, I think the last one I see was the Boba Fett, which is pretty cool.
I just dig his paintings. I saw that painting he did of Doctor Doom, and that was awesome. I'm really into that. I want to go get a tattoo off him.
D and I actually saw him paint the Doctor Doom that I think VeVe Vision ended up getting from him. It was at Sanjay's party at where was it? Dave and Buster's. You walk right into the restaurant and there he is. He's just painting away.
He's just painting away.
So he just like did it in one session.
Yeah, he just like while everyone's like eating and drinking around him, he's painting. So
wow.
He even had his little artist hat on, didn't he? His proper hat. I see that and I was like, oh my god. I was like, okay, maybe he is an artist after all.
Yeah. We gotta get him on the program, Bob.
Oh, yeah, mate, he's one of the ones. He's one of the ones I want to meet more than anybody else. There's loads of people. I'm really super stoked to meet you finally, Hinano. I see you in all the chats I have for the last like 8 months or whatever. But you know, I've got my guys that I just really wanted to meet. That's Bob, VeVeOG, and VeVe Arcade. Man, they're the guys that I've been wanting to meet for ages. So I'm happy for the opportunity to get on today with Bob. That's for sure.
Well, hopefully we'll have VeVeOG soon. So hopefully he'll come pay us a visit. If you want, we'll do it as a mates episode.
VeVeOG, are you watching? Hit up Bob.
He'll be watching.
Get on it, mate. Get on it.
So hello everybody and welcome to the channel, bobsales this time's next year. So again, we're back again with another VeVe Mates episode. So if we could just go around the board and everyone introduce yourselves, if that's all right. Can we start with you, Hinano? Because I think you're a bit more used to everything that's going on. So we'll start with the early morning.
Yeah, well, we'll start with the guy that just woke up. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the VeVe Mates. It's been a while. It takes a lot of logistical planning to get us all together in one virtual room again. But if you don't know me, I'm the real Hinano. I've been in VeVe for an entire year. And yeah, you guys know who I am. Let's go to someone else. Pass.
Should we move on to D? Just go over a little bit if that's all right.
Go around, yeah.
Yeah, hi, good morning. I'm the one and only wife to the real Hinano. From Hawaii. Good morning. Next.
That would be me. G'day everybody. This is Alex Osman Collect 63. You might have seen me around on Twitter, and I'm the guy with the awesome Predator profile picture, which is like my pride and joy at the moment. Big shout out to Olga for that one, which I'll try and put it in my Twitter feed or whatever later on. I've been in VeVe for probably just over a year now, and the ultra rare comics are probably my thing. I'm probably better known for. Just glad to be here with the mates, and just glad to be here.
Right on.
Pleasure to have you like always.
I'm go next.
Do you want to go next?
Yes, I am Tropical Bird. I've been in VeVe for about a year, and I'm really honored to be part of the mates.
That's nice having you.
I was about to say, Tropical was one of our earliest members, but it's one of the first time I think she's recorded with us, so it's good to have you. And then, of course, last of all,
all right, how you going? How you going, guys? My name's Adam. I go by Duck and Cover. You've probably seen me kicking about in a lot of the chats, a lot of tweets. You know, often put my 2 cents in where it's not necessarily needed. But just like to start off with, I got a precise. I mean, I'm still seeing streamers do all over the place. They do. It's Duck and Cover. All right, you just got to say it with an Aussie accent. This is how we say it.
And also, let me say, mate, I do love that accent. So music, like you said before, music to my ears as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been on VeVe since April 2021. Unfortunately, I missed out on a lot of the big stuff because after I got my first drop, which is the 2D Ultraman prints, my phone decided that it didn't want to support the app anymore. It was an old phone, so I just got to sit there watching everybody fill their bags, and I couldn't do anything. But I'm back on. I've got my phone, been building my collection. My two big things, I've got to say, are the Tokidokis and the Ultraman stuff. These are the things. I'm not so much into the comics. Was collecting them for a while, but decided to dump everything I had to get into the collectibles. Definitely much more my thing.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, there you go.
I agree with that. So obviously you all know who I am, so I won't even go into it. But obviously, as you've already started the conversation, can we go into a bit about some of your collections, about what you collect? So as individuals, you've all got different things, which is what makes us a great team. So can each of you give a little bit about what you collect? It don't have to be VeVe related, it can be anything. And that can go to Hinanu first.
Okay, so recently what I've been buying, well, first off, I'm a comic collector, so I like comics, and that's kind of where I gravitate to in the app. I've been buying Gym 83. Well, I went for that drop, scored the ultra rare, both my wife and I. Really happy about that. And then I just been stacking uncommons and then commons whenever they fall below. I think like any uncommon I'll buy that's under like 38 gems. And then the common, I think I was getting them like around 44 at one time. They're not there anymore, I think. I think they're higher than that. But I've been buying that. Palm, I've also been buying comics on Palm, and I know someone else has been buying comics on Palm. I saw last night. But there's some good deals in Palm. I went for the Brave and the Bold, the JLA one comic. I scored uncommon. I got an epic really cheap. I think I only paid like 99 bucks for that thing. I don't know. Some of the comics on Palm is just getting really, really cheap, but just mainly comics is what I go for.
Nice. Tropical, do you want to go next? Because I think Dee's preoccupied right now.
Sure. Yeah, no worries. Same for me. I really like going for comics. I think I'm known for like the secret rare comics on VeVe. I own almost 80. I think I'm up to 78 at this point. And
nice.
Thank you very much.
Congrats.
But yeah, just like the scarcity and the popularity of the secret rare comics, and as you can all know, at the moment they're pumping on the market, so it's kind of nice to see those go up, right? And the scarcity is just much more just there. But yeah, I also like the Palm comics. I got the legendary Harley Quinn FA comic, Mint 42, so I was really happy about that one. Yeah. And I'm planning to get the Superman 1 comic. I used to have it, sold it for a cow, but I want to get it back. So that's kind of what I collect.
Nice. So Tropical's actually being really modest there. I actually nicknamed our dolphin. so it's not polite. It's not polite to call a woman a whale. I wouldn't have thought. So a dolphin sounds a lot better.
You asked the trouble.
Yeah.
Dolphin sounds better.
That's right.
Turn the camera off.
Everybody knows. I was about to say, I forgot to mention I own the Secret Rare Miles Morales, which is like the best on the app right now.
Right,
very nice.
Doing very, very well with that.
That is a great collectible.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell what I own.
Nice. Yeah. Do you want to go next, Duck and Cover?
Yeah, all right. I mean, I've on VeVe, like I said, mostly what I've been collecting is the Ultramans and the Tokidoki stuff as particular brands. But I've also been spending a lot of time trying to accumulate as many vehicles and art as I can in preparation for the VeVeverse. Not only for my own space, but also because I think they'll go up in value once people, start to get in there and want to customize their own spaces and everything like that. Outside of that, I used to be, I don't own any other NFTs. The only NFT I own at all outside of VeVe is my drop head. Got to have one of those. Yeah. But I used to be a big collector of Simpsons stuff. I've still got quite a decent collector of Simpsons gear that I'm trying to sell. Unfortunately, a lot of my collection got lost or destroyed when I, sort of transitioned from Australia to Switzerland. So for the last couple of years, I've been getting. I actually posted on Twitter yesterday. I've been getting my collecting fix off the game Sea of Thieves because it's a fantastic game, and really like there's no progression really in the game. All the rewards you get are cosmetics for your pirate, for your ship, stuff like that. So, and there's a lot of like stuff that's sort of limited edition, very rare, and it's just great. I mean, if you need to scratch your collecting itch, then Sea of Thieves is definitely the game for you. And I'd really love to see a collaboration with them and VeVe, to be honest.
I'll say I quite like the idea of boats. Boats in VeVe. I think I actually see your post of that, and it looked really cool.
Oh man, like Sea of Thieves is fantastic. If you've got a collector's mindset, if you get a kick out of collecting things and having rare, showing off your rare collectibles and things like that, then Sea of Thieves is an amazing game for that. And not to mention that they've already actually partnered with Disney. So, maybe we could get some talks happening between the two.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
So they've already partnered with Disney. What are they doing with Disney?
Well, earlier this year, I think it was last year. Early last year, they put out a big update. The game's been out since 2018, but they put out a big update. There's kind of a sort of optional story-driven mode in the game, and they call them Tall Tales. And they did a whole series of Tall Tales that was all Pirates of the Caribbean theme. They had Jack Sparrow and all the characters from there, Davy Jones and all that sort of stuff. And it looks like they might be coming out with a new series of those as well. So, yeah, they're partnered with Disney for that. And, so we've even got some exclusive items in there that came from the Pirates of the Caribbean films and everything. So, yeah, it's quite cool.
To be fair, I've actually got some Pirates of the Caribbean stuff here, like toys, figurines, collectibles.
Oh,
so
man,
I do know that they
greatest
actually
film series ever.
Yeah, they actually look quality, like just the figurines itself of some of the pirates, the dead pirates and stuff. So,
yeah, for sure. So I mean, that's where I've been collecting until I saw VeVe, and then like I've sort of gone off Sea of Thieves, and I've just been on the app the whole damn time.
No worries. And what about you, Alex?
For me, well, me is usually always the ultra rare comics. I think like when I first started, I was basically just like dabbling in like a bit of everything, like always going for like every drop, and I'd land some, lose some, like back in the day where like you were like ecstatic just to like get anything on a drop. But it was sort of getting to the point where I was kind of stretching myself a little bit thin. I was like, well, I have to sort of commit to something because otherwise you're just going to get into everything and just go all over the place. So I sort of settled on the ultra rare comics because to me, they've got that nice level of price versus scarcity and they've also got the VeVe exclusive covers as well, which also sort of gives it like that extra layer of collectability. And also some of those ultra rare covers are just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I don't so much gravitate more towards like the black and white ones because I don't have any of them purely because I understand the value behind them, but I just don't like them. They just don't look nice.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing. Outside of VeVe, I sort of recently just sort of started dabbling in OpenSea. Nice. So I've got like an NFT here and there from OpenSea. That's more like on the NFT side of things. Just collecting in general, like I'm like writing like sort of like my film and TV and pop culture and all that sort of thing. So you get me started like on like anything film related, like I can talk like for ages. Which like I've said before, like film wise, some of the stuff I'd like to see like VeVe come out with is like some Aliens and Predator. So like Predator is like by far my #1 IP like of all time. So if we get like a Predator statue or animated like collectible or something like that, I'm just gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, Alex did mention he was on My Collectibles channel. Was it yesterday or the day before? He did mention that there would be another collectible coming out very, very soon. Another sort of like 80s action movie sort of figure. So cross your fingers.
Oh mate, yeah. Like when they started dropping things like Chucky, RoboCop. Like I was just thinking, like, come on, Predator, come on.
Well, what do you guys think it is? What do you guys think is the next 80s love letter to us?
I don't know. Alex did say
Terminator.
That's what I said too.
Yes.
That's what I said.
That's what I want. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was looking at some of the stuff that's under the MG banner, like the RoboCop and everything else comes under, and one of the ones that stood out to me, which I thought would be really cool, is Stargate.
Yeah.
Oh, Stargate.
Yeah, an
And
actual
how cool would
Yeah.
it be if you had an animated Stargate that sort
The
of like
actual
spun,
Stargate.
had like, you know, where like the rings lock in and makes like the whoosh, and then like, you know, fires off like the portal and opens, because that would just be
The
amazing.
puddle opens up.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then the even cooler thing is like, you know, you could take something like that and transfer it into the VeVeverse, and then they could use it like as like a portal, like, you know, you could sort of like go through the Stargate and into like another sort of like world.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny that you mentioned the VeVeverse, and I forgot to mention as well, duck and cover. I've been collecting vehicles. I'm prepping for that as well. What Alex just said about, you know, opening a portal and maybe going to one of them branded worlds. I don't think we're really thinking that maybe we got travel in there, and maybe travel's instantaneous. We don't know, but maybe it's not. Maybe you need a vehicle, and why not use the vehicles in the app? Some of these vehicles are so intricate. Why would they make them so intricate and so detailed, the interior, that you couldn't drive it in the VeVeverse or any metaverse? So
yeah, well, I was looking at the Helix metaverse. They've got a few of their stuff, their sort of trailers and stuff out, and you know, in there they mentioned that the main method of getting around their little city is by car, by vehicle, and so I imagine that there probably will be some sort of portal to get into the themed worlds in the VeVeverse, but inside VeVe City itself, I would think that you'd need like vehicles to get around, and if not, they should have like sort of a public transport system, some rail systems or something like that to get from one place to another. Just, you know, spitballing, but I would think that, you know, that would play a big part in moving around the city.
Well, I'm kind of like
deeper. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's all right. You carry on.
Well, I was about to say that gets a little deeper now. If we're talking about like a city and a transit system, then we're talking about land, and then we're talking about property, then we're talking about buildings. We got that big building that just dropped. That thing's pretty cool in AR, but you know, when they were announcing that building, I'm like, well, what would that? Why are we getting that? But you know, now we're talking about like an infrastructure. Who knows what else kind of layers are on top of this for that metaverse world that we can go through, from portals to transit systems to commercialized zones. Yeah, it's
well, I just talk about that because in the Helix preview they did show a little clip of you know, a train moving through the city. So I assume that, and it's like a huge city on their metaverse. So I sort of imagine that VeVe City will be something similar.
Cool.
Might take a while for us to get there, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Because at first it's just going to be like closed space, isn't it? Which obviously you can invite people to.
Yeah.
Who's going to buy land on the VeVeverse? Does anybody is interested in that?
If I can get the money together, 100%.
Yeah, it was like, how much would it be?
Yeah, I would love to get land.
Yeah, I'm the only one that probably is not interested in land.
But there's more layers to that. There's more layers to that because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's just a bit too far in for me, that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see the cars, I can see the vision, but the land, I can't see that. But again, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I didn't see the VeVeverse coming for 10 years. How wrong was I? So
I think land is probably going to be one of the biggest money makers in the VeVeverse, assuming the VeVeverse is a success. I mean, we're all sort of like going off the premise that it's going to take off. It might not. There's no guarantees here.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's pretty safe to say that we're all betting on it being a success. Yeah. And if and when it is, I think land, if you've got premium land, mate, forget it. You'll retire.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about land, right? Because like I said, there's layers to it. Not only will land probably take off in the VeVeverse, but then you need maybe someone to sell you that land. You know, there's an interaction with that as well. There could be businesses that sprout up in this metaverse for selling land, selling property, and then next thing you know, there's jobs in this metaverse. So it's just so many layers to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the whole concept itself is like massive. I mean, like, it's not just VeVe doing like, you know, land sales. Like, you've got other projects like, you know, what's a Decentraland? You've got Sandbox. Imagine if there was like one company that was like basically like a land like real estate broker or something like that. They can, like, you know, go out like and make a job like selling like virtual land across all these different platforms to people. Because some people pay, like, especially like Sandbox, for example, they pay like some big money for some of those plots.
Yeah. Well, I've actually seen like VeveVault himself. buys land in sandbox and stuff like that.
Mm.
But for me, it's just for me, it's a bit over the top for me.
I understand that. I get why you're saying that. And you know, who knows? Maybe this thing doesn't work out. Maybe they turn on the lights and no one comes in. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I am
Don't even
stacking
say it.
cars though, so with the car idea, I am actually gonna start. I think picking up kits more than anything else. That's the
They're
car
cheap.
I've been looking at. Because kit's like a very special car. It's quite unique, and there's not so many of them. Whereas a common DeLorean, there's quite a few common DeLoreans and stuff like that. If you get any DeLorean, it's going to have to be the flying one because you've already seen it parked there. Whereas with kit, like the whole inside's done, you can drive it, everything. And I do see the first 2-3 weeks of the VeVe, the vehicles are going to be higher priced. Easy. Everyone's going to at least want one parked outside their house.
Yeah.
Better than anything else.
Mhm.
So that's probably my plan, to actually stack some vehicles and sell within the first couple of weeks, just in case everything does go tits up. But again, it might not. So
Well, for me,
Definitely
I'm
want
stacking.
Batman's car.
Yeah.
Batmobile.
I would have Batmobile.
Yeah, I want Keaton's Batmobile.
Keaton, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. I'm
I
totally
like that retro one that they've teased, man. That's really cool.
That's true.
Keaton's
That's
Batmobile or Conroy's Batmobile from the animated series.
Ooh,
which one
yes.
is that?
No, oh mate, you have to watch the animated series. It's like brilliant. Like for me personally, like, no, Keaton is my Batman, but Conroy is like a very, very close second.
All right, I'll have a look.
I was about to say, I can't say I've ever watched any animated series, but then I didn't watch the animated Miles Morales film till you lot pointed it out. So
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, mate, that was
good.
good. And the second
Yeah.
one's not too far off either.
is there a second one?
Come
Yeah,
on.
Yeah, this year.
Oh,
Sometimes
It's a
this
bit
year.
of
And then
it's a
summer.
bit. Summer. Nice.
No, I think it's
Is
in
it-
3
Is
months.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 months.
Oh,
3
okay. I
months.
was wrong. Spring.
But yeah,
I don't know much
It's a
about all that
great
comic book stuff.
collectible.
I was never into comic books and character, like comics and all those sorts of things before. So I only really know about even the Miles Morales film because I've got my daughter. She loved the film. She got me to watch it. Other than that, I probably wouldn't have even known it existed.
yeah, no. I mean, Miles Morales is more or less like the modern day Spider-Man. I guess like that's what a lot of the kids sort of relate to now. I mean, like sort of like you've got Peter Parker, which is like the Spider-Man that like that generation grew up with, and now like you've got Miles Morales as like sort of what they translate to. But I mean, like everyone's sort of like speculating that when Miles Morales eventually comes to the MCU, he's like everything's just gonna go nuts, and he's already been teased like sort of to coming to the MCU already, because he sort of knows like at the end of the latest Spider-Man movie. So how like Jamie Foxx has just been wiped out by Spider-Man, and like they're talking, and he goes, and Spider-Man takes off his mask, and he goes, "Oh, I'm surprised, like you're a kid." He's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, I thought you might have been black." So that was kind of like the little wink that like that Miles Morales might be coming to the MCU, like. And there's also some more speculation as well that at the end of the next Spider-Verse movie, that somehow there's going to be like a portal that opens up, because like you've been messing around with like portals and timelines and stuff like that, and it might suck him out of his retro animated universe and chuck him into like what's it, Earth 616, like the primary one,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's where he's going to make his debut.
Who would play him? Who would be the actor that would play him if he came into real life?
Whoa, I don't know.
I would pick the guy from Stranger Things. What's his name? Is it Caleb McLaughlin or?
The one who played
Oh, Lucas?
Yeah,
Lucas.
Lucas. I think he would play a good Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's definitely a strong contender.
Yeah, he would play a good one. I mean, I would still.
Kid from the Karate Kid too, the newest Karate Kid member. From
Yeah.
The last
Oh, yeah. There's
That's who I would pick.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Will Smith's son, isn't it?
Oh, that was what I thought I heard was Will Smith's son, but I don't know if that was just speculation.
He was
I
in the
don't think he
Karate
is.
Kid, but this is the Netflix TV series, the Cobra Kai one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that, so I don't know.
Yeah,
He would be
agree
good
with-
too.
yeah, that would have been my pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I would have picked the same one. because that kid's like really good in that. I mean, some of the fight scenes ain't great, but he's definitely one of the better ones in there.
Okay, I might have to go watch it now.
Yeah,
His name is
it's a good watch if you watch.
Dupree.
It is a good
Alice
watch if you
Dupree.
watch Karate Kid and you know all of that. Sorry, Tropical, what was you saying? Sorry.
I'm just saying his the kid from the Cobra Kai series that I think would make a good Miles Morales. His name is Dallas Dupree.
Dallas Dupree.
That was Dupree.
That was
Okay.
pretty.
I'll have to go look him up.
To be fair, I see big things coming for that guy because he done really well in that show.
All right.
Yeah.
Kind of even looks like Miles, which is funny.
He's definitely got the height and the look for Miles. You know, the age.
Yeah.
He'll definitely play a young high school kid.
Well, that's the thing. Marvel know how to make money, so you expect it to happen at some point. It's a big thing, so big selling point.
Oh yeah, and you wait, like, you know, as soon as Miles Morales comes to the MCU, I guarantee you everything Miles Morales VeVe related. Sorry, I'm looking at you, Tropical, is going to go nuts.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
such a good
Sorry.
collectible.
Of course,
so
like
much
pure
potential.
speculation. Pure speculation.
Only, there's only 160 Miles SRs that anybody can own in the world. Like, the sky's the limit, I feel like, with this collectible.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my ultra rare Ultimate Fallout 4, so that's what I'm hanging out for.
Nice. That's a good one.
That's
And
the
then
only one I
Nano
don't
has
have.
the secret rare.
I have the secret rare. I have all the variants except for that ultra rare, and I want that ultra rare. It's kind of pricey now.
Yes, it is going up.
It went up, and there's not a lot left on the market, so I'm just being patient.
No, I actually got lucky with that one because I actually got like a really good low 4-digit mint for it at a fairly reasonable price. Now it's looking looking really good.
Well, just like that secret rare, in fact, I had a VeVe natural advisor help me out with that one. That person's in the chat, but if I didn't take that person's advice, I probably wouldn't have gotten it for such a cheap price, and I'm very happy with it. Yeah, it's holding up really well, which blows my mind. It's not like it's a Silver Age key or anything like that. It's a newer book, but yeah, you're right. Miles Morales, people love the guy.
Because some of these comics, the prices they're going for are just ridiculous. I mean, I had a look at, like I said, I'm not into comics, but I did have a look at some of them, and you look at like Sergeant Fury. Even without even going to the CGC, just go on eBay and see what they're selling for. I mean, like, I saw one that was chewed up. It looked like a dog had eaten it. Corners ripped off the image, and it was selling for like $1,600.
Now,
yeah, it's crazy, and it's going for peanuts on VeVe.
Yeah, see now for Sergeant Fury, that's another one that I reckon is being like slept on big time.
Oh, massive.
Hit up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy because I've got my ultra rare copy, but I mean, that's another one that has a potential pump of mentals because that you've also got a Secret Invasion coming up soon as well. So that's going to put Samuel Jackson back in the spotlight, and the character Nick Fury back in the spotlight because they're attacking the whole Skrulls situation. Skrulls are like infiltrated like all of the high level like government officials and stuff like that. So
all right,
it's not like there's we don't know who to trust type things, and that goes off of I think it's loosely based off the Secret Invasion story arc from the comic books, which I don't know a hell of a lot about, but I know a little bit.
I think we just need to be patient and wait to see exactly what it is they've got in mind when they say they're starting mass marketing. I mean, we don't even really know what that means yet. They haven't been very specific about what that means. So, I mean, I'm really praying that we're going to start to see some promotions on Disney Plus or, at the end of Marvel movie trailers or, stuff like that, like really in-your-face marketing. But it might be more subtle than that. Who knows?
I think once NFTs get adopted a lot more into the general public, I think mass marketing will just it'll take off for VeVe. I mean, society is already rigged for when we leave our houses and watch TV to be just kind of like brainwashed to buy the new iPhone or buy this new car or buy this new product or eat the latest cereal, right? Well, what happens when all of that starts hitting you for VeVe, right? You know what I mean? Buy this new collectible. You got to get this comic. Your kid's got to get this. Your kid wants to play in the VeVe-verse games and you got to get these skins, right? So I'm a big believer in marketing. And once once NFTs or these collectibles get full adoption and marketing hits, it's gonna be great for VeVe.
It's gonna go crazy.
It's gonna go nuts.
Yeah, and like I've said before, like, you know, they have to make it easy as well, like easy to use.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, they won't have a hope if, like, you know, everyone has to, like, you know, get like a MetaMask wallet, like, you know, download, learn how to use all that, learn about like seed phrases, all that sort of stuff. Then they have to like buy like ETH or Polygon or whatever you want to do. Like for example, like what they're doing over at McFarlane, like where they're doing it through MetaMask and with using Matic. Like VeVe, I still reckon has basically the right path where I see something, I want it, I pay with it on my card, it's mine. Simple, easy to use.
Yeah,
and that's
they're trailblazing for that for sure.
Yeah, because if you want any hope of mass adoption, you need to make it easy.
Any company who wants to be a big success in the future with NFTs is gonna have to do that. Yeah. They're not going to have a choice. No, otherwise they're just going to fade into irrelevance. Nobody's going to go through all those hoops to get a hold of an NFT.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, if you make it too complicated, it'll turn people off and not even want to try.
Yeah.
Which also brings up the question: now that they're back with Wire, how does everyone feel about that?
Well, I think we can all agree it's a given that you know, especially in this environment, what's been happening over the last 6 months, nobody's in the mood to laugh with their money. Nobody's in the mood to be playing around or have anything at risk. So I think we can all agree that it's kind of a given that they need to find a new provider.
Yeah.
The only question is, really, do they turn wire transfers back on in the meantime? And I don't see the problem with that. But I'm saying that as somebody who has no plans to cash out, so I'm not at risk of losing any money personally.
Same here.
So, but yeah, no, they got to move on to somebody else for sure.
Well, they do. I mean, at the very least, they need to at least have another provider or two in the pipeline ready to go in case Y has another problem.
Well, I think they need to do both. I think they need to get somebody else and have other you know, backups.
Yeah,
I mean, how did they not even have the backups in place?
That is quite surprising.
You would have thought, doing the due diligence beforehand, looking around at all the companies, making the decision of which one to use, you would have thought they'd have a second place, what they chose, what they were going between. Like, where's the second place? And then judging by Midge's tweet, it was like they weren't sure whether they were going to look for another provider or whether they were quite happy to just accept Wire back again.
Yeah. Didn't Alex bring that up? Like they had, or maybe I misunderstood, didn't they have like a few people while they were looking at Wire, and then they just whatever decision they decided to go with Wire, but they had all these other ones beforehand, and that all fell through.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure exactly, but I think it had something to do with like for their scaling needs or something. Some of their providers couldn't handle it.
That's what. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can tell you this, that the day we found out that Wire was going to go belly up, and VeVe came out and tweeted and said, "Oh, you know, we're just as surprised as you." That's malarkey.
I'm not buying that
because you're you know, if you're a business that's making all this money, you have somebody watching that. If you don't have somebody watching that, then shame on you. That's pretty bad, and we should all be worried. And don't get me wrong, when I read that, I was getting a little worried. But yeah, I agree. I think it's okay to turn the switch back on with Wire as long as they keep looking and they don't get complacent and they decide, okay, well, Wire's okay. You know, they've got a secret benefactor helping them out, which who is that, by the way? You know, who's helping them out? A lot of vague, and the communication needs to be better from the team in terms of getting a new payment processor, letting the community know what's going on, and you know, just other stuff going forward. The communication sucks.
Yeah, that is one thing they definitely need to improve on, is communication.
Sorry, go on, Bob.
It looked like it was starting off well with the first initial tweet and then the next update, but then after that, it's been a week of quietness until the Wire situation said, "Oh, well, actually, we're fixed now. You can come along and join us again."
I think that's just important in any business, whether it be like, you know, online, even just in like face-to-face retail. Like, you know, you need to be able to communicate with your customer. Like, the last thing you want is to have your customer sitting there not knowing what's going on.
Yeah,
because they'll either they'll start freaking out or they'll just go somewhere else. I mean, like someone said to me a long time ago, like, you know, that if whatever retail industry that you work in, the only thing you need to do is just acknowledge the customer and just let them know that you'll be right with them.
Yep, it works.
And then they will happily sit there and just wait for ages until you're ready to deal with them. So that's kind of what VeVe needs to do, is they need to sort of keep acknowledging, like, you know, that yes, this is an issue, we are dealing it in this sort of way, and just give people that reassurance that everything is okay. And if something does go wrong, just come out with an explanation straight away and just let people know what's going on. Because
I think for the most part they've been fairly good with that. What really puts them in hot water is that there have been just those couple of things that were significant things where they hadn't said anything about it, and somebody caught them with their pants down, like this thing with the you know, the exploit from with the mint numbers and all this sort of stuff, and all of a sudden, oh no, we did know about it. Did you really?
You know what that reminds me of? That South Park episode. Oh, we're sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think for the most part they're all right with that, mostly. But they do need to understand, especially now that we have the metadata, that there's no getting away from it anymore, guys. You know, somebody's going to find out everything.
Yeah, only Daily Burns on the case, I think.
Oh, mate, he's on it.
I think everywhere you go at the minute, it's just crazy.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, there are some smart people in this community. Like, you know, as soon as something like that happens, like there's like a full-on team of sleuths, like, you know, digging into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about, let's talk about these dodgy wallets. So Omi Daily Burn released a video a couple of days ago about 300 wallets, suspect wallets, holding collectibles. So 246 of them wallets were holding the common Spider-Man, the first common Spider-Man. And then I think 156 hold Obi-Wan. So with that being said, there's, I think there's 32, no, there's not. Where are we? So there's 17K editions in them wallets that are being held. So they're basically off the floor right now. So with them wallets, we're not sure, because literally with the wallets, there's literally the two collectibles. So there's the Obi-Wan and there's a Spider-Man common. So it looks pretty dodgy.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is there could be bot accounts holding the collectibles, or there could be burn accounts related to VeVe. What do you reckon they are?
I don't know. It just seems like an odd combo too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not like Obi-Wan was the most sought-after collectible going about. So it seems odd.
Yeah, I mean, like if it was like paired with like a common Spider-Man and maybe like something like a Todd or something like that, that might be a little bit more like plausible or something like that. But yeah, it just seems like a common Spider-Man and an Obi-Wan, just like it's like comparing like apples to like peas.
Yeah.
Just completely unrelated.
Well, does it do anything to the prices of the collectibles? The ones in questions?
Well, I mean, I think that common Spider-Man will always have some value, and having less will just create more value to it. But if I was a buyer, like say if I was some whale and I looked at the common Spider-Man versus like Miles Morales, I would probably go with Miles Morales because it's got way more scarcity. So yeah, it'll give some value, but I mean, will it add more? Depends who's buying it, I guess.
The other thing is, do them editions come back at some point? We don't know who's holding them.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing with this is like we don't know. It's all so very strange. I mean, like if I don't remember sort of how it went. I wasn't paying attention to it when it was actually going on. But if I understood correctly, after the drop, they weren't sold out, and there was still 17,000 left in the store or whatever, and then they all just got sold out over the space of a few hours. And then you got VeVe tweeting about it, going, "Hey, look, Spider-Man sold out in a single day," and then we find out that you know, they're all. They got this dodgy thing going on with the wallets. So I mean, what's got me scratching my head is what could happen with these. I mean, are these bot accounts? Were they bought by VeVe? Like Hanano asked, will they end up on the market? I mean, how can you be confident that something's going to hold its value when you know that these 17,000 collectibles are being held in these wallets? They could be released into the wild at any moment by whoever it is that owns them. I mean, VeVe's got to come out and let us know if they know anything about these wallets to start with. And if they do, they need to tell us what they know.
And that's it. Coming back to reassuring your customer.
Yeah. So I think there was 32,000 initially. So 17K, that's a lot of
That's
editions
massive.
taken out.
That's like, yeah, better half of
That's
them.
a
Yeah.
lot. It's a
Yeah.
big difference. And then one of the other things, what was dug up in there was the Marvel wallet. So Only Daily Burn has actually found the Marvel wallet. And there's a couple of odd things in there. So for some reason, they're actually holding golden moments, but not
Yeah.
the Marvel Avengers logo. So do we think that VeVe's kind of part paying people with that? Or is this just automatic because their Avengers logo was part of the golden moments, and maybe they just got random Avengers logos? Well, random golden moments, sorry. Because it's still part of their collection, kind of, because they're kind of involved in it still, and everyone gets some sort of part of their collection.
I don't know, guys, but unfortunately, I have to leave you because my two rugrats are running amok downstairs, and I'm being summoned by the missus. So yeah, so unfortunately, I have to leave you all at the moment.
Same for me. I have to.
But yeah,
drop as well.
sorry I couldn't stay for longer, but it was lovely to see you all. Lovely to meet you, Adam and Tropical Bird. So always a pleasure to actually get a chance to talk to you.
You too, mate.
I was about to say
Yeah,
thanks
thanks
for
for
showing up,
coming on.
Alex. As always. Always
Yeah,
good to talk to you.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Always a pleasure to be here, and yeah, hopefully I can stay a bit longer in the next one.
Pleasure
Have
to
a
meet you,
good
mate.
day,
See you next
Alex.
time.
No worries, mate.
All right, take care, everybody.
Right
Take care, mate.
Take care.
And Tropical, you said you got to run as well.
Yeah, I gotta run.
Oh,
But
all right.
Sorry,
Well,
Tropical.
Really nice.
pleasure to meet you too.
Yeah, it was good to meet you again.
Yeah, I had fun. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for
All right.
coming on.
Cheers.
Good to see you.
So hopefully we'll see you
Thank
again
you.
soon.
Hopefully, yes. I plan
Have a
on
good day.
Have a good day.
it. Have a good day,
All right.
mates.
See you later.
Thank
And
you.
you.
Cheers.
And then there was
And
four.
then there was 4.
Just
Oh.
agreed.
And then there was 4.
There we go.
Are you all right
Um,
then?
Yeah, as
Yeah,
far as
let's continue.
those golden moments go, I don't really know what to make of that. I mean, it's a bit of a stretch, but given that Marvel is owned by Disney, I'm not particularly, it's not really, making my brain swirl around the wrong way or anything like that. So, but like I said, I mean, going through the metadata the way Omi Daily Burn does, especially as quickly as he does it, it's hard for me to keep track. It sort of goes over my head. So I'm going to dip out of that question.
What about you, Nano?
I'm probably going to dip out of that question too, because I didn't really watch OBD's latest videos. I'm just kind of like going off the conversation and referencing through that.
I was about to say since then he's done another 2, I think. So even I'm behind now. So
I can't
you know
Well,
what?
he did do one about the Spider-Man comic, right?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
next one. I haven't
I haven't
actually
watched that
got
one yet.
any of that information, but there's a lot in the VeVe account from what I judge. 'Cause I have watched it, but I need to watch these videos 4 or 5 times to make sure I understand.
Yeah.
As stupid as that sounds, but there's so much information in there, and they just go through it like it's nothing. You've got to watch them like a
Yeah.
couple of times. So
Yeah.
it's good for views.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's not
think
stupid, by the way.
like a lot of the crypto guys, they probably watch it and they're like, oh yeah, I get what he's saying. I mean, like if you're versed in all that stuff, it's like nothing. They're probably just got him playing in the background and you're just absorbing all that information.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
I
trying to
still
think-
don't get it all.
Yeah, well, it's not the easiest thing. I've done a video on a muter scam before, and I basically touched the tip of it, and then ever since then I've kind of looked at it every so often, and then just it's not the most important feature for me. Put it that way.
But it's important.
Definitely. But one
Sorry.
of the things it does show is the dodgy, like some of the suspicious looking stuff in some of the accounts. Like you say, you can't hide anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is it's not particularly important for me to know what's being moved around where until it is, until one of these guys picks up on something. So
Yeah.
there's a guy, I can't remember what his name is anymore. Omi Daily Show or something like that, who does videos, and he's actually a forensic analyst, and he's been going through a lot of the metadata, trying to sniff out bot wallets. And, Omi Daily Burn mentioned a lot of those collectibles being moved from one wallet to another and blah, blah, blah. Well, this other guy, I've got to remember his name now. Well, he's been doing a series of videos on that, and mate, there's a whole bunch of them, man. It's a whole network. It's crazy. I'll try to figure out who he is, and I'll let
It's
you know.
like I'm trying to think of his name now. Is it Patient Hold'em? No, it's
It's not Patient Hodler. No.
It's
He's I think he's like
I'm
an
trying
Asian
to think
guy
of the
or
one that does Meta Monday.
something. Oh, I'll have a
'Cause
look.
he does he basically
definitely
does
worth watching
Bermuda
his stuff.
scam videos and chasing wallets and stuff as well, which in great detail. I can't.
Oh, isn't
Hold'em
that Daniel?
Fandom. No, it's
Oh,
Hold'em
yeah, yeah.
Fandom. That's the one. I don't know how all these creators like the
Hoddle
names
Fandom.
just-
That might be the guy, actually. Yeah, that might be who I'm thinking of. Yeah, I
Normally-
think that's him.
He don't put out the most regular videos, but obviously when they do come out, they're the most, detailed after detail. So I can see why they probably take him so long to make.
I've been, to be honest, I've been wondering why they haven't got him on the team. I mean, they got Corey on the team, and for good reason. But I mean, this
Yeah.
guy is an actual professional forensic analyst, and he's dedicated all his time to sniffing out all these dodgy transactions on VeVe. They should get him on the payroll.
Wasn't Corey also like a cop or something, or wasn't he also like a forensic analyst? Am I right on that, D?
Really?
Wasn't Corey something?
Yeah,
I want to say Corey was something of that sort as well.
like the
didn't know that.
investigative something. I'm sorry, Corey. I don't remember the
Yeah,
exact
Corey, if you're watching
title.
this, I
Sorry.
remember. I think we were told once on a live stream. I can't remember, but yeah, he's got
Yeah.
some skills like that too.
Yeah, he has the background.
That's probably
for
why
all
he's so
that
good with
detective work.
doing his VV3s and getting all that information and sniffing all that out. That's probably why he's so good at that.
I miss those vids.
I
Yeah,
miss
Yeah.
them too.
I was
we
just
need
about
those.
to say the same.
Yeah,
Come on, Corey
Vivi,
and
if
Heather
you're
are
watching
probably
this,
the
we
two
need him
cutest people
to
on
make
VeVe.
videos.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are cute. They're so sweet.
What are VeVe doing with him right now? I mean, I'd have thought when he first got hired that we would see some sort of VeVe3, but on VeVe's channel, with Corey maybe presenting it. But that don't look like that's the game plan.
I wonder if he's got something to do with the Medium articles, or I don't know.
And I do
think
reckon-
I think he if you look at these big brands, I'm sure it's just probably politics just to get one video out versus YouTubers, they can do whatever they want, right? And
Yeah.
kind of skim the edge. But I would think if you deal with Marvel, Disney, and you just got to go through so much red tape, probably just to release a Medium article, you got to go through red tape. So
Yeah.
I think what you were saying, what you was gonna say, that can cover about the Medium articles. I think you're right. I think he is having something to do with them as well. Because they're definitely in more detail, give you like some special. What can we say? The description's like a bit more detail.
Yeah, I've noticed. So I just kind of
Yeah.
assumed that he must have something to do with that, because it seems to have, sort of made that transition from the time that they put him on the team.
I was
Yeah.
thinking the same with when the ad for RoboCop came out, and it was nicely
was
done.
cool. That was
Yeah, I was
very
like,
cool.
I think Corey's got something to do with that.
I was corrected on that. It was actually Alex's idea to make that promo, but I know Corey's signature's on that video. You can only tell.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
So-
that's the start of the advertising. What it's going to be like.
And that'd be cool.
Yeah.
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 Because obviously they made like a little commercial. They made a little commercial for Swamp Thing as well. So that
Well, I mean,
that could be the start of it.
I think we need to sort of, well, at least personally, I've had to change up my expectations about what we might see as the first sort of wave of promotions, because, I was sort of thinking that it'd be like, people talking about it, prominent YouTubers talking about this product and blah, 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 blah. But with everything that's happened with FTX, I don't think it's a good idea, to be honest, because, it's going to, I think, has the possibility to even diminish people's trust in the product if they see YouTubers pumping it.
Mhm.
And B, I don't think that you're going to find too many people who are going to be willing to really get involved in that. I mean, you see all these celebrities and YouTubers and stuff getting sued because of their involvement in promoting FTX.
Yeah,
I think it's a hot potato that not many people are going to want to catch.
I think one of the main lessons to learn is don't buy anything off a YouTuber,
Oh, damn straight.
especially like NFT wise, or if they're starting a project like Logan Paul or
Yeah.
Mayweather or anything
there's a
like that. You
thousand
see
of them.
any of
There's a
their
thousand of them.
projects, just
No.
ignore them.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
it
don't- I
also
don't do
goes back to, even though you watch all these things and you're like influenced, you should really do your own research
Yeah,
and
unfortunately, a
make
lot of
your
people
own
don't.
opinions. But yeah,
A lot of
they
people
get
don't. They
sucked
just go,
in,
"Oh man, he wouldn't vouch for it if it wasn't legit."
right?
Yeah,
It's like,
you
but
know.
how much money are they paying them, right, to say
Yeah.
those things?
Yeah, that's right.
So one of the other things I was actually going to ask you is the prices have been going up, everyone. So obviously with wire going down, well, kind of going down, is that the reason why the vault's going up? Or are we actually in a small little pump right now? Because it's not just VeVe that's gone up. The Bat Cows, the Bat Cow comics, the DC comics have actually started to go up, and crypto started to go up. And obviously they've still got cash out. So is it the cash out that's making the VeVe market go up? And does it dump when we get a cash out?
What do you reckon, D?
I don't know. I think people are spending money now because they got Christmas money. I don't know.
Uh,
Because
I
I
don't know, I
haven't.
mean-
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I'm the opposite way around. I'm like recovering from the Christmas month, so I'm like spending the least amount of money this month, and then next month I should be back all right again. Which I think a lot of people could be in that situation. You know,
I think you know, a lot of people are asking the question right now, and I don't think, and I mean, every video I watch on it, you see the same sort of confusion on everybody's faces. So I don't think anybody really knows why this is going on, but we all know it's a bit weird, you know.
yeah,
I mean, the crypto market is doing well. I think you know, the whole thing with FTX and Luna and all that sort of stuff. Well, it's still going on, obviously, but I think people are sort of used to hearing it now. Sort of starting to become a little bit white noise, and so the panic is settling down a bit. There's the closed ecosystem as far as money is concerned. Again, we don't have cash out. I think if that plays a part, I don't think it plays a big part. Yeah, I know that gems burn holes in people's pockets, and they've got stuff they want to buy, and you know. But I don't know how much of an impact that has on its own. So, look, I don't know, mate. I think that there could be a bunch of contributing factors. And it's not like the market's going crazy either. I mean, I know a bunch of the grails are really having big pumps, but none of the stuff I've got's going up that much.
I was about to say my vault's gone up about $500 in about 3-4 days. And that account's mainly got commons, uncommons, rares, and just all sorts of
that's a
smattering of everything in there. But then when you go back and look at your Thanos rares, what you paid 120 for, and there's still 12 gems, it's still not going up enough.
Yeah, you go, oh, it's worth 500. You go, you paid this much. Oh yeah, okay, that takes a bit of shine off it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's still not enough, is it? It's still not going up enough. So.
But I don't know. I mean, I think people have started to get a bit more optimistic about where the space is heading in 2023. I think people realize that, especially with all the media that the wearables and things have been getting lately, when people are really starting to sink in with people just how big 2023 could potentially be for the metaverse space, NFTs. Crypto, I don't know that much about. I only really follow the NFT stuff. So maybe that could have something to do with it. I don't know.
Well, I have a small amount on OMI, but other than that, I do check crypto. But not to invest in, because I still don't trust it to this day. The only reason I trust VeVe is because of, you know, the licenses, the Disney, you know, everything like that. You can't see Disney rug pulling you anytime soon. So,
did you guys see the interview with Kyle Wilson and Paul Barron?
Was it just recently? Did it just come out?
It was like just this week. Yeah,
that's a crypto guy, right?
It's definitely worth a watch. It was about the convention where all the big tech companies, Sony and LG and Nvidia and, you know, AMD and all them were displaying all their new tech. And man, there's some crazy stuff slated to release just even in 2023 or 2024. Oh man, it's definitely worth a watch. It's about 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't see that video. I seen the one where he was dropping that leak from Cavernous, where that T-Rex was walking around the parking lot. And if that's kind of what we have a preview of what we're going to see in the VeVeverse, then, you know, for one, I'm happy that they're using Cavernous. Two, it looks really dope.
Yeah, it looks much better. I was actually really disappointed with the preview we got at DCon. I was like, really, is that it? But then I started seeing other videos coming out in much higher definition. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, is that it? All right.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing as that. That some of the quality we see at the event, it looked like it was PS2 quality.
Yeah.
And then later, when people had actually uploaded it to their streams and stuff, you could see the quality was a lot better.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
man, I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about. The two things I want to see more than anything right now are the first iteration of the VeVeverse and something really stupid. I want to see them streamline this app. I mean, why do we need 6 tabs for Star Wars, 3 for Toki Doki? You know, like you could take all of those tabs when you're going through the brands and cut it by about 60%, and then have subcategories. You know.
It's still got half working search bar.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, the search bar, or comics. Like I know you don't have much comics, Duck and Cover, but I mean, just to search for comics, it's stupid. The SRs are first, and then the URs, and then the rares, and then like if I want to go find a comment, I gotta scroll, and I have 530 something comics, so I gotta scroll all the way to the bottom. Then the app glitches, and then it kicks me out, and then I get upset. They need to fix stuff like that.
I'm literally having the same experience. So,
yeah,
on my
you and
side.
everyone else.
Yeah, because I think I'm at about 300, give or take. But even the other account with 100 comics on, it's still like you get halfway through and then it just stops loading everything. That is annoying.
Or you got duplicates of the same one that show up. And then once you get to the bottom, it glitches out and it kicks you out. And you got to do that crap all over again. It's irritating.
I've been getting kicked out a lot more recently. You know, every 3 minutes, 4 minutes, it's kicking me out of the app.
I've heard people saying that. That hasn't happened to me, but I've heard that that's a bit of a problem right now.
Yeah, I keep getting it all the time. And I actually went through my phone and deleted no end of like movies and clips and whatever else I've been using for these videos. Because I think there was like 2,000 items in there, and it didn't make a blimey difference. So
yeah,
there's not that.
And if you screw up on that access pin that gets sent to your email when you're trying to re-log in, if you mess that up once, then you're locked out, and you got to go send them some support ticket to unlock you. It's dumb. It's really dumb.
Really? If you get that wrong once, they lock you out of your account.
For me, it's happened every single time. I get locked out. Man. When they send me the email and another pin comes, it doesn't work.
Wow. So, yeah, that is a really pretty major problem right there.
It's been happening a lot.
Well, that's one of the other things. Do you use your phone more, or do you use the web app more? Which one do you prefer?
I use my phone more just because I have it with me all the time. And then when I'm back at home, if I want to like look at something specifically and not having to go through all the scrolling BS, I go on my web. Or on my computer.
I'm the same. Usually when I'm out, I'm on my phone, and if I'm on my phone, I try to be on an Android. I have 2 phones. I have an Android and an iPhone. But like, if there's a comic and you're out of your house and you got to get it real quick, and you don't have gems. At least with the Google Play in the States, the fees aren't that much. Like Apple, I forget what the fees are, but it's ridiculous to buy anything using your iPhone. But when I'm at home, I use a web app. I mean, it just makes sense to use a web app, and I like the web app. So yeah, that's usually what I use.
I use my phone almost all the time just because I don't think that the web app is quite up to scratch yet. It's just a bit of I would rather be using the web app, but it's just, yeah, like Dee said, if you sort of scrolling through and stuff, it's just too unreliable. The wrong things come up when you search for stuff, or even if you click on a brand, it'll bring up something different, and it's just kind of a bit all over the shop at the moment. And looking at your vaults, the resolution's pretty poor right now. So for the moment, I use mostly my phone, but I'm more than happy to transition over to the web app once they get it up to scratch, for sure.
Yeah, see, I'm definitely the same. I've always used my phone, and then if I use the web app for the videos, say, like just looking at an item and then trying to back out the page correctly does my head in, because it puts you just somewhere randomly rather than putting you back.
Yep.
So that's one of the other issues with that. So yeah, I'm definitely more of a phone person. So So one more question, because I know you've all probably got things to do. I know you said you got lack of time, Nanu.
I think I got like a half an hour left, Bob. I think we allocated for 2 hours, so yeah.
No worries. Because I was going to ask you, so what's your favorite collectible in the VeVe app, quality wise? I've been playing with the collectibles a little bit, right? Which I don't normally play with them that often, but certain ones I have, and like some of the quality, like the swamp thing. So the water actually moves at the base of that, and I never noticed that for ages.
That's cool.
And like until I was playing with it in AR, I didn't ever notice that. And the quality on that,
do that on Mickey.
yeah, that's very true. But the quality on that is just so quality, like it's really good. And then obviously you got the animation, you got the sound with it, and it actually looks really good. So that's my pick. What would you pick?
Go ahead, Hinata.
I'm like beating a dead record here, but I really like the Galactica. Just the way that it looks. You know what I mean? If you blow it up, the thing is huge. Like I have a big backyard, and I blew that thing up, and it took up the entire sky. So, but you can see the detail in the sky. You know what I mean? And that was so cool about that collectible. Or just say universal NFTs in general, like the T-Rex or the DeLorean. Those are all like quality pieces to me. So like, if anything, I'll roll it all into one. Like Universal's NFTs are great. You got the DeLorean, you got Kit, because I believe that's also under Universal, and then the Galactica, even the base star. It's just so much detail on the collectible itself.
I must say, Kit is really quality. Kit's really
Kit's very cool. I've got 3 of them, and I want to pick up some more.
It's just a shame about the sound, the constant sound. That's the only thing. They still haven't fixed that.
That can get a bit annoying.
Yeah. I mean, at least they made the light go with it now.
Yeah, which is cool. Personally, it's not my favorite collectible, but as far as detail goes, the one that I like to look at the most has got to be the James Bond Triumph bike. I think that just looks absolutely spot on. You put that next to a photo of the actual bike, and you'd barely be able to tell the difference, man. It's spot on. I love it. It's gorgeous. Got 3 of them.
I don't own that one. I need to get that one. I don't have that one.
I got 3 of them, but I paid way more than they're selling for now.
Yeah, I think vevevault got burnt on them bikes.
Oh, I got burnt pretty bad on them too.
I'm not sure.
Well,
I'm not sure
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's held his or whether he did sell them in the end or not.
Well, I own an OG DeLorean ultra rare. I got burned on that too, so I'm with you.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? Your favorite?
Well, besides the obvious one that Hinata already mentioned, the Galactica, I like the Moon Knight ultra rare collectible. I don't have that personally, but I love all the details, and I'm hoping to get a comic book similar to that, like a cover.
Yeah, right.
That's one of Marvel's nicest MTs.
I agree. Yeah, it has a beautiful NFT. I don't have that one either, but it's cool.
So we had the pretty ones. What about the ugly ones? What's your worst NFT?
Ooh. Come to me last.
First person who says Toby loses.
Yeah, yeah. Toby's pretty bad.
I don't know.
I think for me it's She-Hulk. I don't like her. I don't like I don't like how she looks. For a scarcity standpoint, she's a good buy, but I just don't like how the animation looks. They could have done so much better, especially that secret rare. She's got like that beer gut going on. I don't get it. So
yeah, she does seem to have a random bump, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's hanging out with Daredevil too much.
Ooh,
yeah. I mean, I think I'm gonna stick with Elektra. With a bendy neck.
I had a feeling you were gonna say Elektra.
I mean, how that passed anyone's approval, I really don't know. I mean, do you think the guy at Marvel was drunk at the time? He's just like, yeah, no worries, I'll stamp that.
Yeah, just get it out there.
Yeah. I don't know.
For me, I'd have to say the one that I think is probably the ugliest on the app actually happens to be my favorite NFT on the app. Is the 4 old school Ultramans. You know, the last ones they released, the proper old school ones. They look dodgy as hell, but I mean, they look exactly the way they did in the movies, which is great, but they're not pretty.
Yeah.
But it's probably my favorite NFT. It's that and the Dragon
Yeah,
Girls. They're the two that I won't think about selling.
No.
Yeah, I got
What
that
about you, Dean?
Ultraman. I got that Ultraman 7, the old school one, and I like that one.
7.
Yeah,
I love it. I've got the set, and I've got multiples of them. I've got to. I want
Nice.
as many of them as I can get.
Localization. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, look, that's what I've been telling people, man. Even if they don't end up burning the remainders, right? Think about this: 2,500 million people in China, 1,700 ultra rare Ultramans. Come on, it's going to go through the roof.
When do you think that's going to happen?
I don't know. I actually asked Reese. Went on Captain VeVe's stream because David was heading out to the Singapore Comic Con, and I hit him up. I got on stage and asked him, you know, can we take that to mean that you guys are making a big push to get the Asian market open? He said, look, you know, that is on the plans, but we're not sort of dropping stuff to make it happen. So, you know, not in the immediate future, but it will come, sort of thing, was the answer.
Do you reckon all the other progress right now is all on hold while we're waiting for this wire?
No, I don't think it probably. I think it probably isn't. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think it would be.
Nice. What about
Oh,
you,
we didn't get to D's ugly one. Let's hear that.
Oh yeah, D. Which one was your ugly pick? Forgive us.
I think just because it looks creepy. The hoggle.
Oh,
the dude.
No, the labyrinth.
Yeah, from the labyrinth. Just because he looks creepy. But yeah, it's just that one.
Yeah, with his yellow nails. Oh.
That is an ugly NFT.
Yeah, but it looks. The quality
Literally.
on those NFTs.
It does. It
I mean,
looks
it's got a lot of
Yeah,
detail, but
exactly
just
like Jim
looks
Henson's puppet.
creepy.
He's like a walking
amazing.
booger.
I mean, they are pretty quality, them NFTs.
Yeah, and it's
And
the
it
first
was
ever
a-
Jim Henson, man. They're being slept on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think they've ever had their time whatsoever, have they? Them one's not even close.
No,
Yeah, that's the one
what
I
I'm
got
not-
on the
yeah.
drop. Then I sold it.
Yeah. Hoggle's cool. They're not even near sold out yet either. Those ones.
No.
Yeah, I got the same one on drop.
No, I got 2 of the. I can't remember his name now. The monster, you know, the big hairy dude.
Oh, well, yeah, I got one of them and
Yeah.
all. I forgot about that. I can't sell it for $9. I can't. bring
Yeah, I know.
myself
That's
to
why
do
I've still got it. I mean, I want it anyway, but I got bigger priorities right now. But I ain't selling it for $9. It's like the Thors. You had 2 Thors on the drop, but you know the rare one's selling for like $12. Nah, come on.
Yeah, there's some crazy low prices right now as well.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
There has
Yeah,
been some hardships.
Yeah, times are tough. That's okay. It's buying opportunities, mate. Buying opportunities.
Yeah, but how long can we keep buying?
As long as you give me. As long as it
that's
takes
true.
until the prices pump again, man. I'll just keep on buying. You know, people are asking, is anybody still putting money in the app? I'm like, mate, I don't make a lot of money, like very little money, but I've always got my set amount every month that's going straight into VeVe, as long as the market is the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it last January. Everybody was like, if only we were here back in the day. Well, guess what? You're back in the day again. Take advantage and stop moaning.
You're right about that, and people are second guessing themselves too now. You know, because we did say last year, oh, I wish the prices were low. The prices are low now, and now they're like, you know, the skies are falling, right?
Yeah.
You know, oh, we can't put money in anymore. You know what I mean? It's going to zero. That's why the prices are low. I'm like, no, the prices are low because of the times that we're in. You know,
Yeah, that's
everything is low.
Just
Go to the
just take
stock market.
advantage.
You get like cheap stocks if you want to. So it's an
It's all
opportunity.
on sale. It's all on sale. right now.
Everything's on sale. So
I think
Yeah.
payout's definitely part of that because we never had payout at first, did we? Neither. So we had the pumps because of that.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
the thing I
since
like
the
about VeVe though is VeVe's the people's market. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have bots and you're gonna have nefarious characters that are gonna try to manipulate the market, but you don't have institutions, or at least we don't know if we have institutions manipulating the VeVe market. It'd be easy for them to do that. They have way more money than us, right?
Yeah.
But for now, we're under the assumption it's the people's market, and that's my assumption. So if it is the people's market, then this market's way different than any other market outside of the ecosystem. Even more so now since we don't have payout and we're in like this prop up or whatever you want to call it. But that's what makes VeVe so different than all these other places. Is it's the people's market.
Yeah.
It's the overall community as well. Like you say, we've all reached out to each other and met through VeVe originally. So even though we've all split off and we've all started other projects and whatever else.
We're just lucky that, you know, there are quite a lot of the OGs that have stuck around, and that they are very supportive of each other. And that's how we all got to meet each other, because we all end up on the same streams, on the same Twitter feeds, on all that sort of stuff. And it does become a really large community. It's not like you've got small little cliques for the most part. We all kind of, at least if we don't know each other, we know each other's names.
Yeah, or profile pictures.
It's only a matter of time once the VeVe first comes out. So it's only a matter of time before we all actually get to meet.
I'm going to touch on that. So you're right. So like, you know, we kind of all met through, whether it's my collectibles stream or VeVe3 stream or whoever stream. We've met in the chats, we've met in Discord, and now a year later, we're doing what we were watching on our computers. We're doing it right now. You know, instead of actually watching from the sidelines, we are becoming a part of this conversation. Yeah. And, you know, the people watching us one day will be a part of that conversation. It's just going to build and build and build. We went to DCon just recently in real life, and it blew our minds that there are so much like-minded people like us, and we're from different walks of life. There was a guy that came from Germany, VeVe coolest guy.
I know VeVe. He's good.
That guy's awesome. I met Ghost 888. He drove from Calgary to LA. I mean, so
I got to get more into I got to get more involved in the French community, because I mean, I live in the French part of Switzerland, so I speak French, but I don't know any of those guys except for what's her name? Is it Leanne or something?
Is there like Ben NFT or something like that? Isn't he part of the French community as well?
I don't know. I got to suss it out. I got to have a look. But yeah, but that's the beautiful thing, is that, you know, as you said, you know, now we're all sort of starting to get into this, and we already know that people are going to watch it, because I know for a fact that if anybody who I've seen in the stream starts putting out videos, I know I'm going to watch it just because it's him, you know? Yeah. And oh, it's fantastic. I love it. I love being part of this scene. I really do.
Yeah. And we're all from different walks of life, right? Like we're all different. Like half the things that we're trying to do, I've done for the first time. I'm in communications. I mean, I'm a manager for a communications company. I've never been on YouTube before, or wanted to start a podcast or talk to people on video chat before. I've never done any of this until now.
This is my very first time right now.
Wow.
And you're natural.
FA.
Yeah, I was about to say FA, and he's a natural, like you said.
Yeah, you're good. So
no, I'm just
good.
Just not very nervous. That's all, by nature.
It's the same as me. I started just so I could talk to people about VeVe. That was all it was. It weren't ever about getting views or anything at the time. Or I need to get a bit higher now, because I'm planning big things this year. We plan to have guests on this year, and I hope everyone gets seen this year. I don't want them all just hiding in my YouTube video algorithm somewhere, not getting seen. So I want everyone's voice to be heard and seen this year.
Well, I think everybody's got something to say. So, you know, look, if you can provide them a platform, then do that.
Yeah,
and be open with everyone's opinions too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say, it's like just our group, for instance. You can talk over stuff, decisions and stuff, and then they could persuade you to make a different one. It always helps with stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is like we're all trying to help each other out. I know a lot of the content is about how to help each other out to be successful financially using VeVe. I'm going to be branching off in a little bit of a different way with what I'm looking at doing, but I mean, that's an important thing as well. But also just like you said, Hinano, the bringing together of people who are like-minded. They're all part of the same huge fandoms. Like, I mean, you know, if you see the bond between Rob's stuff and my collectibles, it's beautiful to watch. You know, they become best mates through VeVe. I love it.
And they're also content creators, and they're different content creators. Like, I haven't seen Rob in a while. I know he's been doing more HRO, but Aaron's really taken off on the you know, his My Collectibles trip. I mean, when you go to a My Collectibles stream, you're you're on the bus and you're going on a trip with him.
That's it, exactly.
And you don't know where you're going, and at the same time, you could get a comic, you could get a drop head, an NFT, and you're gonna have fun on the way doing it too. And you're gonna hear.
And you're always gonna leave with a smile. You're always
Yeah.
gonna leave with a smile.
So
Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys real quick before we hop off. Since it's 2023, it's a new year. What is the one thing that you're looking forward to this year in the VeVe space in general? Just in general. What's the one thing that you are looking forward to, whether it's something on a personal journey with VeVe, a collectible wise, something within the app, or just anything?
So for me, honestly, it's getting to meet as many of the VeVe fam as I possibly can. That's really I mean, there's plenty of things. Obviously, there's a long list of things I'm looking forward to, but I think that would have to be number one, is trying to get in actual direct contact with some of the people I've been interacting with on chats and in Twitter and all that sort of stuff. Because yeah, look, I'm really interested to know everybody's story and find out how they got into it. And I already know that we share a common interest that we're all very passionate about and everything. So I'd have to say that's probably in the VeVe sphere. That's what I'm looking forward to more than anything else, whether it be on camera in the VeVeverse or elsewhere in person at DCon or whatever. That's what I'm most excited to do.
Well, you're on your way because you're here with us now, so you're definitely fulfilling that for sure. What about you, Dee?
Getting our little side project started, and after going to DCon and our daughter seeing all the Tokidokis, that's a goal of mine, to stack more Mermicornos, Unicornos on VeVe for her, so she can have her little collection.
Cool.
That's all.
Cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Bob?
So for me, I would say trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year, because
We'll get you there, man. We'll
it
get
has
you
been
there.
a long year for 200 subs. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long bear market for me trying to make these videos every 2 minutes, and it'd be nice to just. I think last time I was at DCon, I wasn't really all right when we was in the pub. Yeah, fair enough. I'd speak to anyone going, but I think at the event itself, I wasn't as open as I probably should have been. I mean, I was speaking to everyone there and stuff like that, but I think I should have connected with a few more people than I did, because I think me, Alex, and Ollie and Connor basically stuck to our little group. I mean, we did speak to other people, but I don't think we spoke to enough. And I definitely didn't film enough. But at the same time, Wazaverse was there getting all the best angles. so it really wasn't worth filming at the time. So I think for me, it would be to speak to more people there and film more, no matter which one I'm at. So that'd be mine.
Cool, man.
It's a good goal to have.
For me, one of my goals this year is I want to be a little bit more in with the community. And what I mean by that is I feel like a lot of this community doesn't get seen, and only maybe 25% of the community gets seen. And what I mean by that, if you go on Spaces or if you go on YouTube, you always see the same people. And some of these people that you love and you interact with, and that's how we all came together. But there's just a lot of the VeVe fam that don't get seen. And so what I want to try to do, which is part of our secret little side project, is to interact with those people, the ground level users, bring them up to the forefront, bring them out to the light. I want those people to have voices. And so that's my big goal this year, is to try to make those people recognized. If they want to be recognized, bring them out to the forefront. That's part of the reason the VeVe Mates was formed, was to give users like that a place to come together and talk and be a part of this conversation. Duck and cover, you're a part of the conversation now. Yeah. And I hope we have more duck and covers be a part of the conversation, because there's a lot of cool people out there that don't get seen. I want them to be seen. I met a lot of them at DCon, and you're right, Bob. There were people that were just shy to just go up to my collectibles. When I first got there, I saw VeVe Vibes. I was a bit shy at first, but then once you get over that hump, it's nothing. When you meet the VeVe fam for the first time in real life, it's like this, guys. we all have something in common, which is VeVe. We all love the IP or some portion of this IP. I just want everyone to be a part of that, not just 25% that just get recognized and is in the spotlight, if that makes any sense.
Well, I think it's a noble thing to be excited about, and from my part, I appreciate the opportunity. So I think anybody, whatever it is you guys have got planned to roll out, I think anybody who you invite to take part will appreciate it just as much as I do. So yeah, wish you guys the best of luck with that, and I can't wait to see what's going on.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
nice to have you all. As I say, for me personally, from my side, like it's nice to just for you lot to take the time to just chat to me anyway, recorded or not recorded. So
Yeah, we'll do more like these.
It's like my life. So my life, for instance, like if you'd have asked me this time last year, forgive the pun, but if you'd have asked me then, I would have never have told you that I expected to have mates in Switzerland or Hawaii or California or anything like that. Like that was not in the mindset for me. That was never happening. So it's
Yeah,
opened new doors for me, definitely. It's made my life a bit more positive, should we say.
Life is a strange thing, my friend.
Yeah.
It's only going to get stranger when we see all these cars flying about. So yeah.
Well, it was awesome talking with you guys today. Adam, really, really nice to meet you.
Pleasure,
Finally,
real pleasure.
Fellow drop heads in here, so it's great. And Bob, as always, you're the host with the most, man. And I think this year, more people should see your videos, and more people will. I really do.
Yeah, we're going to work on that. We've got to get you to 1,000. We've got to get OG to 1,000. Got to make it happen. Got to make it happen.
Yeah, I think OG will get there. I think they will get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I better let you go, I suppose, people. Thanks for coming, everyone.
As well. Oh, thanks for inviting me. It was a real pleasure to meet you guys. I've already been talking to Bob for a while in DMs on Twitter and everything, but this is my first opportunity to get to chat with you guys, and it was really lovely, a really nice conversation. Thanks for inviting me on. I had a great time, and I'll definitely, see if we can make it happen another time.
It just goes to show you fitted in just like that. So,
yeah, man, you're a part of the family now, so welcome.
All right, well, cheers.
All right, well, Bob, take us away.
I was just about to say, it's nice having you. Thanks for being here. So, everyone, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say.
You're lying, man. You got to say you're lying.
So, everyone, thank you for being here. I've been your host, Bob Sales. This was another VeVe Mates episode. Hopefully, there'll be a lot more to come. So, as always, I've been your host, Bob Sales. This time next year, we will be millionaires. A peace.